Alright, Patreon boys, here we go. This is the commitment to the game. I had a bit of a wild Saturday, and I think it's going to come through in my voice in this recording. The plan was to get a load of recording done on Sunday, which is today. And you know, Monday upload for Patreon is tomorrow. Yeah, my voice is not feeling very good. Fucking hell, you'd think I was Adele or some shit, wouldn't you? Voice not feeling good. But here we are. Forgetting as usual to go fully offline on Steam and not just be invisible. But we got Abdul, Seraf, and Olev fighting one another. We've got that Ravener Alpha on a very big map called Aris Desert. I've also got really crazy light sensitivity right now, in spite of taking a few painkillers. So I'm looking at the screen right now, and I've got pain in the centre of my forehead. But you know what? Really, all of this is my fault, because I've had 2 weeks to do a Patreon upload. And why am I recording it now, one day beforehand? I don't know. Well, I do know actually, Pokemon Violet came out. The game's really good, guys. If you haven't got Pokemon Violet, you need to fucking get it. So Olev has a look at the tunnel, decides I'm going to turn away, and then decides, no. Tunnel XP is good. CL should go down here. Force melee. Yeah. Yeah, he's going down. Dead. All that for a tunnel. Very greedy, Olev. Greedy boy. Fucking hell. Abdul Seraf is a little bit cheeky today. He's pulling out all the sass. Nice trade. Trading the tunnel for a CL. Lightning Claw Termagants, man. Remember, guys, Termagants do the same damage in melee as Gasm doing ranged. It is significant when there's 8 models, though it can be kind of hard to get 8 models to hit a single enemy model, but yeah, not insignificant melee damage from the Termagants. But other than that misplay by Olev, things were going conventionally, but not for long actually. There's going to be double CSM. Now, against double CSM, Bow Strangler Warrior Brood should be pretty damn impressive. Shut down the range with the Barb Strangler Warrior Brood, use Spore Mines and potential accessories from the Ravener to deal with the Heretics, and you're good, right? Ooh, miss micro here. The Heretics probably going to end up beating the Homoguts, yep, because the Homoguts didn't realise in time. The Homoguts should win that 1v1. But of course, not if they took a load of free damage there from the Heretics. Lightning Claw Termagants going to initiate once again. A little bit late there. They get a few hits in. No model kills. And now they're in a tricky spot going up against CSM. Really shocked not to see the Bow Strangler Warrior Brood coming out here. I guess there is a lack of power so far. Only one generator up. He's going to need to get a few more of them, does good old Abdul. Thing is, he opted for those Spore Mines, so that's what, 125 requisition down the drain. That obviously could have been a generator and a bit a long time ago. But it does help deal with, well, it helps deal with everything, but particularly the AC ticks. They're not going to be able to engage if the Spore Mines are nearby. So CL has been repurchased. Notice that Olev has absolutely no generators at the moment because he's spent so much requisition getting the double ticks, double CSM, and then having to repurchase his CL. But just think, so he has 125 now. If he had the extra 250, he would have been able to get a full gen farm up quite a long time ago. So this is really hurting Olev's tech, because look now, Abdul Seraf's going to be getting his Raveners out. Well, if Olev didn't lose the CL and had his power up ages ago, man, by the time these Raveners get out and get into a big fight, Olev would be well on his way to tier 2. Well on his way. Maybe even already tier 2. I mean, look at this shit. Olev nearly has the requisition even now. Just lacks the power, but just think if he had those gens up a significant amount of time earlier, would have had a lot more power at this point of the game. You see that Olev's been very conservative here with his purchases. He's only got the Aspiring Champion. We've got no Eternal War. And literally... Okay, second one's coming now. No War Game. Second one is coming because Olev wants to increase the pressure, probably because he's seen the Raveners, so now he doesn't fear as much that he's going to be out-teched. Not that you have to get too much as Chaos, but still, a Tyrant Guard could be annoying, I guess. To be honest, as Chaos, you kind of want to get out of Tier 1 anyway and get to Tier 2 ASAP, because that's when your real threats against the nids come online. Only the SE going to get out of that one alive, but probably worth it, to be honest. Olev has the dominant map control right now. Well, Catalyst going down on the Homogods there to guarantee the kill on the Chaos Lord. Pretty sloppy use of the Chaos Lord here, overextending him multiple times in a row. It's going to hurt Olev. 100% should not be repurchasing the Chaos Lord at this point, needs to get tier 2. Chaos Lord evidently is not really making that much of a difference in the melee fights anyway, so not a priority right now. The priority is get tier 2, get your Tzeentch Marines online, get some Bloodletters out, and let's pop those Synapse models, let's kill those Raveners. That has to be the priority. Look at that Ravener, staying in with such low HP, but outputting full DPS. That was a bit weird there. Crippling Poison didn't seem to work. I think he actually might have just used it too quickly. They don't stack on one another. So let's say the original Crippling Poison was due to run out in 0.25 seconds, then use the second one. Just at that moment. Well, both of them are going to be useless within 0.25 seconds. You know, it doesn't reset the timer. So a little bit of a feeble attempt at bashing here. Really, Abdul needs to be attacking from this side, so he's less vulnerable to the ranged right here with the green cover for the CSM to take. This is not a fight that the nids want to be taking, they're just going to bleed a lot. And unfortunately for Abdul, doesn't even manage to take out one of the generators for Olev. Olev at this point, yep, should be going tier 2. I think Abdul was a little bit late on his gens. Is this the last one building right now? No, it's just damaged. Still, seems to be behind quite a bit. He has more requisition than he has power, which is good for him as a nid, to be honest, because in tier 2, most of your expenditure is going to be requisition as a Tyrannid. Whether you get zones, genes, Tyrant Guard, literally all of them, heavy requisition. Once again, you see these ticks dominating the sidelines of the game. Every time they meet the Hormagaunts, they're just winning now, especially with the ACE tick. And even if the Hormagaunts had Adrenal Glands, they're still going to get wrecked 1v1 against AC ticks, so Abdul knows that, and he's just not even getting the upgrade for the Adrenal Glands. Because it's not going to help him in those instances when he's going to come against the AC ticks. Now what I would do, is I'd be sending the Ravener, or the Ravener Brood or the Ravener Alpha down this side instead to meet these side-capping heretics, because they at least can handle them a little bit better. And the Hormagaunts being in the main engagement should be quite handy. They are basically a ranged counter. Termagaunts counter melee and Hormagaunts counter ranged. It's kind of weird because normally that isn't the case. For example, you play Orcs, you get Shooters to counter enemy ranged, and you get Sluggers to counter enemy melee. But yeah, with the nids it's a little bit reversed. So this ranged blob, as you can see, keeps mashing up with these CSM, while having the Hormagaunts there would be beautiful. Especially, you can suppress the CSM with the Bar Strangler Warrior Brood, and then the Hormagaunts can rip them to pieces. But good tunnel usage here. This is quite impressive actually. The map control is looking very dominant for Seraf at the moment. Blood Sacrifice Bloodletters are coming in right now, going to just delay for a little bit of time. Stop Olev from losing too many generators. CL not repurchased yet, probably looking to get out some sort of tier 2 unit. Not a Blood Crusher it would seem. Probably wise, honestly. Getting a Blood Crusher against a Ravener Alpha seems like a really dumb idea. You know, this is quite a big range blob as it is, so getting Venom Brood to take out that Blood Crusher would be not a big deal. You've got 4x Swarm, and then of course the Ravener Alpha can get his Corrosive Devourer and do good damage to vehicles himself. So, Battle Strangler needs to be suppressing the ranged units, focus fire onto the ticks. Yeah, here we go. This is a pretty decisive engagement. These Hormagaunts are in a kind of tricky situation, but it looks like there was good damage coming in from the Strangler first, and then the Ravener supporting fire as well. So these ticks are in a bad spot actually. They're going to get wiped by the Hormagaunts. Ooh, disengaged from Seraf. That is actually a mistake. Definitely could have wiped out those heretics, but not a big deal. That was a really decisive engagement for him, and he gets the full gem bash, but he needs to pull back after this. Not overstay his welcome and bleed too much. The problem right now is that there is a Chaos Dreadnought coming out for Olev. We'll have to see if he goes for a Mark of Khorne. Either way, honestly, Chaos Dreadnought, not too big of a threat. If he goes Mark of Khorne, you just get Venom Brood, you get the Corrosive Devour on your Ravener, and you can kite it and shoot it to death. If he just keeps it autocannon, then you just get a Tyrant Guard, and Abdul Seraf should be pretty chilling. Tyrant Guard, Corrosive Devour, which we already see right now. And then the Electroshock Grubs from the 4x Swarm Graded Warrior Brood. Combined all those things together, this Dreadnought's probably not going to last too long. VP pressure's pretty immense here. Falling below 130 VPs for Olev now. There's still over 400 for Abdul. When you're on a big map like this fighting against the Ravener Alpha, that's kind of a big ask. Electroshock Grub going in. Nice little spike of damage there to the Dreadnought. Not much follow-up though. And another Blood Sacrifice, and the Tyranids just need to back out this engagement. Except that he's used his red to try and win that. Just back off, move on. Corrosive Devour is a beautiful upgrade here, because not only is it a good anti-vehicle tool with its ability, but it actually does really nice damage to the heavy infantry ordinarily because it's plasma damage, and a lot of it too. 43 plasma DPS is pretty wild. Once again, the heretics just constantly harassing this east side of the map. I mean, that will definitely help Olev out. And we do actually have a triple cap for Olev. So, what's the response from Abdul? Tyrant Guard. So 4x Swarm, Tyrant Guard, and Corrosive Devourer. That should be perfectly ample to deal with this basic Chaos Dreadnought. Now, if it does get to the Mark of Khorne, it might be a little bit trickier. You know, extra HP, but the damage resistance, and obviously it's just a way better fighter in melee. You get full melee resist, not the half melee resist that it has by default. So suddenly, if it's Mark of Khorne, the Tyrant Guard is not really too much of a threat to that Dreadnought. In that case, you probably want to get your Venom Brood out. But for now, not really needed. Doesn't matter though. Abdul's going for the Venom Brood anyway. I mean, it makes sense. Just double down on the AV. And the nice thing is now, if you can get the Venom Brood out, don't get any upgrades, don't get the Death Spitters or the ranged Synapse. Just wipe the enemy vehicle straight away with no upgrades, and then you can decide afterwards what you actually want. Whether you want Death Spitters so they're still functional and useful against light infantry, or really any infantry, or if you want to go for your Synapse instead. Damage Synapse has come up on the Ravener Alpha. Pretty typical strategy there. Yeah, no, let's see this big scary Tyranid blob moving in on him. Ripper's leading the Vanguard along with the Tyrant Guard, and he's got to back off. He's got to back off. This is just too much Tyranid shit. Dreadnought's just going to get tied up in melee, and then it's going to get shot to pieces. Where are the Venom Brood? I can't even see them on the UI. No, there they are. They are in there. Yeah, so the Electroshock Grub is going to go off, but to be honest, the Dreadnought is basically in its base, so should be fine, I think. Where are the Heretics? Heretics need to get repairing that shit. Nothing going on over here. Hormagaunts taking back the past the map that the Heretics from earlier managed to capture. Past Trackler in base is going to be pretty brutal. Looks like repairs are coming down. Wow! That Chaos Dreadnought got so low, 10 HP. The Tyrant Guard is trying to finish him off. Oh, the Tyrant Guard just fucked it itself. Yeah, running straight into the turrets. I mean, vehicles, proper walkers. don't really take too much damage from the turrets, but obviously Tyrant Guards, they're not actually vehicle armor, they're only super heavy infantry, so they do actually take a lot of damage. And Abdul Seraf is throwing the game right now, massively overcommitting to trying to do some sort of base wipe. I mean, look, it's unfortunate that the Chaos Dreadnought survived with 10 HP, but let's face it, he didn't need to kill the Chaos Dreadnought right now. There are less than, well, a little bit over 100 VPs at this point left. All he needed to do was secure the map, and he'd win on VPs. So I don't know why he's pushing so hard into the base. I'm seeing a lot of Rippers being spawned right now. Makes sense, it's a good delaying tactic. Speaking of delaying tactics, we've got a Hive node. So you stand in this cloud, and as you can see, range DPS basically does nothing to you. I don't like this use of the Rippers though, throwing them in like this is completely pointless. You're literally just feeding your opponent red and XP. I understand the idea is he's trying to delay right now, but I don't like it. The delay needs to happen around this area or this area, well away from the base. What's the point in fighting him in the base right now? Yeah, look, he's just getting into a situation where he has to actually retreat his units completely off the field rather than just soft retreat them back. Ravenor's burrowing in here, causing a lot of disruption, but it's wild because, yeah, there's a lot of decent melee there, particularly that Chaos Dreadnought and another 2 Ravenors are gonna fall. So, quite a lot of losses there. Warrior Breed got wiped, Tyrant Guard got wiped. Pretty rough. And the Chaos Lord is now chilling on this far side because the Home Guns, of course, can't really do too much on them running against the Chaos Lord. So they've vacated the area. They're going to put some pressure on this side. Honestly, if I was Abdul right now, I would be taking the VP and not really bothered about power. Okay, well he only goes for the decap, so that's fine. Look at this stupid Hive node. Lasting for ages. He should actually just be meleeing the Hive node. The Cloud only provides damage resistance to range, not to melee, and yes, it will do damage over time, but let's face it, a Dreadnought doesn't really care. I think the damage over time is only piercing anyway, so basically does nothing to the Dreadnought. Well, that is a Tyranno formation, and that is a dead Dreadnought. If Olev somehow wins this game, I'm going to be quite surprised. At the moment it appears he's getting quite stomped. But Abdul seems to be neglecting the VPs. We've seen a lot of decaps going on this side of the map. Decap this, this and this, but unfortunately not managing to fully cap the VP. And we're seeing the units moving off from the mid there, so we don't have this one. Chaos Lord putting on great pressure here on the side. Armor of the Inferno coming up, probably going to try and burn a few termagants, let's see. They're blobbed up beautifully, but it's alright, Abdul's seen it, he's privy, he knows what's up. Easily dodged, and now we can try and get back to this part of the map. I mean, just the requisition of the natural VP need to be obtained really. Wow, look at the Chaos Lord, man, nearly going down. It's crazy, Lightning Core terminals are real. Double Zinch Marines moving through the bid now. I'm going to take out those tunnels. Probably want to start working on getting rid of some of these capillary towers. I can never remember what buffs these towers give. All I remember from that global is you activate the global and you get a massive, nearly map-wide speed buff. But I can never remember what the actual towers do. I do know that the buffs from those towers are independent from the buffs that you get from these towers, so they do stack. So if the nids are in this location, they might be getting buffed from both towers, and that's really bad for Olev, so he needs to make sure he takes them out. More blood sacrifice bloodletters coming in. Trying to delay here with these bloodletters, but it's not really working out too well. This Ravener is insanely tanky. I was going to say, has he got the regenerate armor? He does. So that 5 HP per second regen there paying huge dividends. Unfortunately, the Heretic's just not a very high DPS kind of melee unit, so just taking too long to get rid of him. The whole time he's outputting that crazy damage with his Corrosive Devourer. But eventually, Chaos Lord does arrive. Throws off his Let the Galaxy Burn, and the Tyranids are routed. Tyrannid's in tier 3, probably saving up for a Swarm Lord, I imagine. Must be at this point, surely. Yeah, he has to be. It's gotta be. Chaos Dreadnought coming out again for Olev. Yeah, Swarm Lord is on the way. I mean, honestly, so far this game has really felt like a bit of an Abdul stomp on Olev. But then you look at the VPs and it's like, wow, okay, crazy. Olev has nearly made up that VP differential somehow, and the VPs are still ticking down for Abdul. He needs to hurry up and cap. I understand the need to build these tunnels all over the place, but this is getting a little bit silly. You need to cap, man. Getting eerily close to 100 VPs for Abdul now as well. I really don't feel like that should be the case. You see the CSM have started some progress in taking out these towers. Going to drop this one now. That's good. Let's see how much XP they get. Wait, do these not give XP? Oh wow, they don't. Interesting. So the ones you get from the very cheap Tyrannid Global, China Formation I believe it's called, they definitely do give XP. But it appears the ones that spawn from the nuke don't. That's odd. Very odd. I mean, I guess it's kind of fair enough. Tyrannids, well, they often find their enemies have ample sources of XP because Gaunts are dying left, right and centre as it is. Same with Rippers. And, if anything, Tyrannoformation of all nukes does not need a nerf. Check out the economy of Abdul though. Swarmlord now out, Neurothrope on the way. And we're going to see a Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. I really don't know how it can deal with the Swarmlord though. I mean, the Venom Brute did go down at some point, so that's going to be very nice. Of course, the Swarmlord and the Dreadnought should be ignoring one another. They're not going to do a lot of DPS to one another due to the vehicle armor situation going on. So they should just ignore one another, take out the supporting units first, and then they can do some sort of duel afterwards if they so desire. But that is quite a convincing rout there of Olev's forces. We do still have things going on over here. Looks like Hornets are going to wipe. And the Heretics are going to get on the VP, so Olev is playing a good VP game right now. Khorne Dreadnought just stalling. It's recognised that the only ranged AV troop here is the Ravener Alpha, so it's focusing on that. The Swarm Lord of course is chasing it, but you can see that it just doesn't do a lot of damage. Khorne Dreadnought doesn't really want to be dueling the Swarm Lord though, but under Blood Rage I guess he can. So most of the Tyrannids got into the tunnel there, I imagine. Yeah. That's awkward. Oh dear. Oh dear. Is Olev going to win this? I mean, VPs are getting precariously close right now. Nice burrow there from the Raveners. I like that. Just to disrupt the cap. I can't believe that didn't stop the cap. That is absolutely insane. I don't know why the Swarm Lord is just chilling, chopping up the Khorne Dreadnought. Needs to move away and focus on the VPs. That is the most important thing here. I think Olev has just won. Olev has won it. Wow. Oh my god. Seraf, no. No. Why was the Swarm Lord 1v1ing a Khorne Dreadnought that entire time? So lackadaisical, so apathetic when it come to the VPs. Such a tremendous VP lead from Abdul, and it just turned around. Mate, he had such a big lead, he stopped caring about the VPs, and now look, before you know it, 76 VPs to Olev, 0 to Abdul Seraf. Poor performance. Tut, tut, tut. But there you go, that was a little bit of Nids versus Chaos. I must admit, guys, I'm not enjoying these games where, honestly, it looks like a stomp all game. And then somehow at the last minute, the player who appears to have been stomping finds a way to throw the game. But tell me what your thoughts are in regards to that in the comments. Thank you guys. Torpid out. PS. Fuchscast will be better. I hope my voice is sorted for tomorrow. What the hell do you think I've been doing, my voice, guys? Oh, my